Hello, listeners, eavesdroppers, my 5-Minute High Club members. Welcome. How are you guys doing? My name's Brian Doney, in case you didn't already know that. In case this is your first time listening to 5 minutes or less. I don't know, you get listeners every so often. We get some new people, mostly to replace the people we already lost. But, we still have a good number of followers, about 2 soccer teams worth of people, I'd say. I'd say if we doubled those numbers, we'd have a league, at least. Like an intramural, maybe? I don't know. Perhaps. But hope you guys are doing good. Today my guest is Nick Kardish. Nick Kardish is on the show today. He's a new local stand-up comedian in Columbus, but he's been doing it for a few months now. And we got to talking today. It's a pretty good talk, and we'll get into that in a little bit. I just want to shout out a couple of things. On June 5th and 6th, I'll be performing with at a show called Comedian Matt Light and Friends. Matt Light is a comedian from Pittsburgh. He does it professionally. He was recently voted number 1 comedian in Pittsburgh by the Pittsburgh Magazine or Gazette, I believe. And I'm excited. There's going to be a lot of other people on the show. I'm kind of co-hosting it with Shannon Parkovich. But let's see, David Gamble's on it. RJ Creamer's on it. Let's see, who else? There was one other person that I'm not thinking of. Well, there's going to be quite a few people on there, including me, like 4 or 5. And he'll be there, and it's going to be great. It's going to be a good time. It's going to be for like almost a weekend. It's only Friday and Saturday, but June 5th and 6th at 8 p.m. at the Huntington Recital Hall with tickets cover charge of $5. It's BYOB, so bring whatever it is you desire that's in a bottle. Even tears, I guess. I don't know. Whatever you need in order to watch people do comedy. It's going to be a good show. I'm excited about it. Huntington Recital Hall is at Capital University, which you can park anywhere on Capital in order to come see the show. So 2 nights to come see Matt Light and his friends. I'm one of them, apparently. Maybe I'll have him do the podcast. That'd be pretty cool. So try to do that. You can check out more information on my website under the events. There's also a Facebook group. I believe there's something under Columbus Laughs as well, and Columbus Alive also has the event up. So be sure to check it out and come and watch. It's going to be a good time. I wanted to, if you are a new listener, I wanted to address a couple of things. First being that there's many different ways to listen to the podcast. Maybe you got a link to my website, and that's how you're listening to it. And you're thinking, maybe I'll listen to another one of these. If you're feeling like that, there are multiple links posted with each episode to iTunes and Stitcher, and as well as YouTube. So you can watch it on YouTube and just play it in the background while you're doing something else. Or if you already do podcasts, if you already listen to some podcasts and you're like, yeah, maybe I'll listen to a mini podcast series, then go ahead, go on iTunes, it's there. Same thing with Stitcher. And if you haven't done Stitcher, try out Stitcher, because we are on Stitcher and that is a newer thing. And I'm happy to be on Stitcher. Thank you, people at Stitcher, for putting me on. So, yeah, do either one of those things. The links are like right there where I say, check us out on YouTube, iTunes, and Stitcher. You can literally just click on the word and it will take you directly there. You can also find those same links under the episode guide list, which is at the top of the page before you have to scroll down through the 50 episodes of 5 minutes or less. Is that how many that there's been? That's pretty cool. Let's see here. Okay, so Nick Kardish is on the show today. You can follow him on Twitter, at Nick Kardish. I'll provide a link to that as well. And the only thing he wanted me to let you guys know is that his birthday is June 16th. He's not really doing anything special, no party, no birthday roast like I did, no comedy show, nothing like that. He just wants to let everyone know. So I would say happy birthday to the motherfucker, Why don't you do that? He's just, it seems like that's what he wants. I mean, it's the least we can do. He's on the podcast. He decided to do 5 minutes or less, risking his life. You know what Jimmy John's does to people? It's terrible. So, and we'll talk about that a bit on the podcast, I believe. Yeah. Say happy birthday to Nick. His birthday is June 16th. And follow him on Twitter. If you don't follow him on Twitter, at least say happy birthday to him. But if you do follow him on Twitter, I mean, I guess you could forget. Do one of the two things. Or do both. Be a good person. How long does it take to follow someone on Twitter? And how long does it take to say happy birthday to someone? Both of those things take less than a minute. So together, that's like 1 minute out of your life. But it would mean the world to my friend Nick Kardish here. So go do that. Alright? And I hope you enjoy this episode with Nick Kardish. And as we get into that, I will sing our random song that I do not know how it goes or what the lyrics are. Blind karaoke, as I've keyed the phrase. This song is brought to us by our friends at randomsongoftheday.org. Night Train by Jason Aldean. Here we go. I've been thinking about you all day, baby, waiting on that sun to go down. What you say, I'll pick you up after work. Slide over, we slip out to the outskirts of town. Got a blanket and a fifth of comfort, a little something to knock off the edge. It's supposed to get a little cool tonight. Looks like I'm gonna have to hold you tight. Yeah. 'Bout a mile off Old Mill Road, in that spot nobody knows. Park the truck and we take off running. Hurry up, girl, I hear it coming. Get on, moon, on a billion stars. Sounds of steel and old box cars. The thought of you is driving me insane. Come on, baby, let's go listen to the Night Train.
Welcome, listeners, to another episode of 5 Minutes or Less. I'm your host, Brian Doney. Today we're ordering from Marco's. The reason why I'm ordering from there is because the picture on of the pepperoni pizza, and they have a picture of it, looks like it has a lot of pepperoni on it. And you know what? I like that. I don't like how pepperoni is spaced out. I like it scrunched together. I like there being more pepperoni on the pizza, so we're going to try to get that today. We'll see how that goes. Today my guest is Nick Kardish.
Yeah, Nick Kardish. Yeah. So you like your pepperoni crust to crust?
Yeah. No. I don't like the spacing. I think that can be a little lazy. That and delivering pizza longer than 5 minutes. I think pizza places just need to get in shape and and suck it up and do their job by delivering in 5 minutes or less. I believe they have the potential to, at least, you know? Don't you?
And I think they have the technology. They have the potential.
They just need to develop the technique.
The technique, sure.
Yeah. The technique of the trade.
Yeah.
Forget freaky fast. 5 minutes or less, That's a slogan. Actually, it's not really a slogan. Now it is. Hold on. Hey, Brian, new slogan for the podcast. Forget freaky fast. 5 minutes or less.
Are you talking to yourself right now?
Well, I'm making a note for myself later.
You're making a note for yourself later?
Yeah, when I have to go through and listen through and make sure everything's good. Well, actually, I don't really listen to any of the podcast episodes. I make Rick do it all. Rick Creamery, he's my 5 minutes or less intern.
Okay.
So he listens for me usually.
Rick Creamer?
Rick Creamery.
Oh, okay.
He does a few bonus episodes.
Because there's an RJ Creamer.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe, I don't know, maybe they're related or something, maybe from the same region, or, what do you think Creamer/Creamery, what region do you think that's from?
Switzerland.
Switzerland?
Yeah. Makes
sense. No, I feel like RJ, maybe RJ this whole time, and maybe Rick as well, maybe this whole time they're like rich, they've inherited some sort of like insane wealth because maybe RJ's like great grandfather invented this great creamer recipe for coffee or something like that, and
He's the creamer.
Yeah, he's like one of the 24 like rich grandchildren from great Lufa creamer.
And he's going against sort of his destiny by pursuing stand-up comedy.
Well, no, it's just he feels like he doesn't need to try to run the business, and he has enough money, and
Well, I support his decision.
I do as well. He's a very funny guy. Very funny guy. I should have him on. Hey, Brian, you should put RJ Creamer on the podcast.
Yeah, it's a good idea, future Brian.
Yeah, future Brian. Get your shit together. Come on.
Speaking of Jimmy John's, though,
can
they toast their subs?
Have they not developed the toasting technology yet?
It's just like a microwave oven or a toaster oven. I mean, come on.
Yeah, no. See, I've gone back in time on this podcast, and so has Jimmy John's. They sent back David Gamble's a hitman to assassinate JFK. That was a whole thing for a little while. But so they can send people back in time. But they can't toast a sandwich.
They can't toast a sandwich. I don't know.
I don't know either. I mean, they can. Jimmy John's. Jimmy John's. Chad Jewell tried running. Tried a startup business where you get food fresh from vending machines. Fresh food. And
so are we talking like what? Fruits, vegetables?
Well, no, it was also be like pizza and subs and stuff like that.
Okay.
So like actual meals that you can get from vending machines.
Entire meals.
Yeah, entire freshly prepared meals in vending machines. He was trying to start that up. Within like 5 minutes or less of him starting it up, Jimmy John's buys out all the shares and destroys his business. So they have the influence to buy out Wall Street, but they can't toast bread on their sandwiches.
Something's not adding up.
Maybe that's the weakness I should be going for, like when I'm trying to fight these guys. Like I've been doing this podcast for a while now.
Okay,
it's been many
making
months.
Progress against Jimmy John's?
Well, I hear one Jimmy John's store closed, and it may or may not have had something to do with this podcast. But I also heard that another one opened up, and it was a larger location. So I don't know what that means. It could mean that I'm doing good, or it could mean that I'm still about even. But hopefully I'm not losing, because I've spent a lot of time, invested a lot of money into this mini podcast series.
It's a formidable opponent, to be sure. They don't know how to toast their subs, but other than that, they're pretty solid. As far as freaky fast delivery is concerned.
Yeah, it's been hard. People ask me like, what are you gonna do after you defeat Jimmy John's? I'm like, is there anything worse than Jimmy John's out there? I'm not sure. Like I feel like the reason why evil aliens don't try to take over the earth is because they know that the threat of Jimmy John's is there. So it would be suicide to try to do that.
Well, yeah, they can just mobilize so much faster than any other sort of defensive.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm no military personnel person.
Really? You could have fooled me.
Well, yeah.
I mean, you're wearing like a Navy outfit. Like, you actually have like all these bars on your shoulders. Like,
it's all cosplay.
And like this. Oh, it's a cosplay.
It's cosplay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, like Jimmy John's has satellites. I tried to blow up a Jimmy John's satellite with black magic.
How did that go?
It went pretty well actually. We took a half ham sandwich, I believe that's what it was, and we just shot it into space with magic, and it just blew up into the ionosphere. I call it the ionosphere, but apparently it's like the ionosphere or something like that. Do you know? You also look like a scientist, coincidentally.
It's the glasses.
Yeah.
I have allergies. I normally wear contacts, but
you're not very well shaven.
I'm not quite well shaven. I shave every 3 or 4 days.
Yeah.
It's
pure
and simple laziness.
You have a little bit of spinach from your lunch earlier in between your teeth.
I didn't know about that.
No, it just made you look because you
just made me look.
Yeah. That's the ultimate test to see if someone's a nerd, if you can fuck with them and get away with it without getting punched in the face. Seeing as how you didn't punch me in the face, you must be a. Ow! God! Ah! Okay.
I would like to go on record that Brian has started punching himself in the face. It's not me.
I would like to also go on record and say I made it sound like that Nick punched me in the face. Did he actually punch me in the face? That's a story for a different podcast.
You just met me, podcast listeners, I guess. I mean, I don't know. I haven't listened to previous episodes. I don't know how honest the host is. I just don't know.
Whether or not Nick punched me in the face or not, he's been a great guest, and it was good having you on. Thank you for being here.
It was a pleasure.
Yeah. All right. We don't have outro.
We don't have outro music.
Do you think I should?
I don't know. Do you have intro music?
I do have intro music. It's
Did you get Reggie Watts?
No, I don't get Reggie Watts to do it, unfortunately. He's a little busy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I got a new gig.
Yeah. I would like maybe I'd like to get a new guy. A new upstarting guy who wants to, like someone like Reggie Watts, but a lot cheaper,
Yeah, a younger Reggie Watts, I think is what you're going for.
Yeah, and maybe he'd do the outro music.
Yeah.
For the intro music, I sing random songs that I don't know, and guess what the lyrics sound like.
You guess the lyrics.
Yeah, so I call it blind karaoke.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but okay, so no outro music, so bye guys.
All right, bye.